Hello. 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 Don't normally see me in a straight on view, do you? You can see my hands. 'Cause I'm a lovely hand model. Okay. So I ordered this like a long time ago. And it was supposed to arrive in like March. And they kept saying supply chain, supply chain, supply chain, and I had just about forgotten about it. And then all of a sudden, it shows up like out of nowhere. I didn't just, I get an email, and then the next day it's at my door, and it's like super late. But that's fine. So I thought to assemble it, and then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should do this on stream. So, one little minor issue. Raspberry Pis are kind of hard to get right now. So I didn't buy another Raspberry Pi 4. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to swap out my existing Pi Boy. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take the Raspberry Pi out of this one and put it in that one. Now, what I'm not sure about, because I haven't done any research, is if my SD card is going to be swappable with the new case. Um, I would think that it would be, but who knows? Maybe it's not. Because the only difference I thought was the layout. So if you haven't seen this before, this is my uh, Pi Boy, right? And you can see there's a full Raspberry Pi 4 in here. So I can play N64 games on here. I can do Steam Link. I have played Fall Guys on this thing before. um and there's a power button on the side. This is actually the LCD brightness. You'd think that it would be the volume, but for whatever reason they put the volume here. There's the charge port, which is a micro USB, and the headphone jack, which I've never actually used before. On this side we have a mini HDMI, and the SD card is right here. I need to actually pop that out now. So, because you have to pop that out before you actually start taking it apart. The on the front side, you have a D-pad, you have an analog stick, start, select, A, B, X, Y, and then they added a C and Z. You can see that the it's a little different from a standard. For one, it feels like, plastic wise, it feels like the real thing, but the button layout is a little different. You see that normally these are kind of turned on their side a little bit so that the well, I can show you. So yeah, if you look at the, no, that's kind of dark. If you look at the SN30 Plus, you see like it's up, down, left, right, right? But on here, they kind of stack them on top of each other. And you would think that that would feel kind of weird, but you kind of just get used to it, right? Kind of just get used to it. The only thing is, I've tried to play N64 games on here. So how I arrange the buttons with that is the D-pad is the D-pad, and I come down here to play And what I actually do is I assign it to, I assign B, A, and then what I actually do is up, right, left, down. And then I have the start button, then back. What I usually do is the Z button, and then the shield button, I think. No, other way around. Z button, and then the right shoulder. And then I usually assign the left shoulder to the select button. That's how I do it for when I try to play N64 games on this. You can actually pair a controller to it. And I will look at chat in just a second once I'm done with my little monologue. The only thing is, like, when I play N64 games, if I play them for like a significant amount of time, my hand starts to get tired, right? All right, now let me look at chat for the questions. Did I buy it on AliExpress? No, they you can Google if you want the yeah, Experimental Pie. That's the company name, right? Yeah, and they make retro cases like this. Another one that's pretty popular, and I have it somewhere around here. Somewhere. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, yep. Another one that's pretty popular is the one from Retro Flag, right? This is the one from Retro Flag. I have the making a huge mess. The original one, but they have a newer one now, and I haven't gotten it. This one uses a Raspberry Zero, which is actually equivalent to, I think, like the Pi 1. It's pretty weak. You have to use basically bottom of the line emulators for it. It has trouble playing anything with FX chip on the SNES, so it's pretty low power. And I actually have a charge back. This isn't the one that came with it, but it just takes AA's. This little charging back is an add-on that I bought a while back, where I can set it down on a wireless charger and it will charge these batteries. But yeah, this is even more tight. Playing on this too long, your hands will get tired. But you can see the size difference. This is the size of a actual old school Game Boy. This is a smaller version. How's the battery? I've played on both of them a pretty long time, and the battery holds up. It's like a Genesis controller. Yeah, it is. How long did it take you to get used to that button layout? The layout for N64? You know, not actually that much. Just remembering where the C buttons are, and I think it's the tricky part. But I mean, even that, I mean, it's like up, down, left, right. You know, I didn't ever have trouble playing the Ocarina with it, and that's about as fancy as you get typically with the C buttons. All right, but what I have to actually do. Oh, and yeah, I have these little add-on cases for this for the Retro Flag one. So this is a Pi Zero, pretty weak. This case here is a third-party case by gosh, what's that guy's? Yeah, RGR, Retro Game Repair. This is holding a Compute Module 3 Plus. That's the equivalent to a Raspberry Pi 3. It can do everything SNES. It struggles a little bit on N64. And this one, the newest one, is a Compute Module 4. It is the equivalent to a Raspberry Pi 4, which is currently the latest, although there's rumors that a Pi 5 might be coming out soon. I don't know if that's true because they've struggled to maintain their level of production already. Yeah, you can see if I put these in here, sixed up a little bit above the case. Yeah, it doesn't really play N64 very well because there's not enough buttons, right? So this doesn't have a compute module in it. It has a full-sized Raspberry Pi inside. The Ethernet works, the USB ports work. Yeah. But I'm going to be disassembling this, so don't get used to that. Because the new layout, I think, should be a lot more fun to play with. I asked about vegetarian Italian wedding soup the other day. I saw a can of vegan Italian wedding soup yesterday at the grocery store. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. My wife was doing the grocery orders Saturday and mentioned something about wedding soup. She asked me what it was, and I told her that it was like a meatball based soup, but I don't really know anything about it other than what I've heard from Amanda. All right, so left and right buttons. These actually stock are not red. They're like they're the same color as the case, and they have like little like braille kind of feel to them. And these are, you know, upraised. I just swapped them out. Inside this one, this battery here. Yeah. And I will take this apart and hopefully not lose anything along the way. Yeah, so this case I bought pre-assembled. With the newer case, pre-assembly was not an option because they didn't source any Raspberry Pi 4s. Yeah. So hopefully it is not super complicated, but I've actually disassembled this before, and you'll see why in a moment. And I think the top will fall off now, probably. More. There we go. Yeah, so you can see these here. No, my arm's in the way. Yeah. So yeah, you can swap these buttons out. They give you two different versions. One with it that's red with a little bit of a bump, and the others are the same color as the case, and they are like a braille ripple kind of thing. Yeah. Pretty cool. Now inside is where the fun is. There's two boards connected by this nice thin little fragile ribbon here. And take this off. This button comes off. That's the power button. We don't want to lose that. And this is come on off. You don't want to come off yet. All right. This little top piece comes in different versions because this case will actually take more than just the Pi 4. It would also take a Pi 3. I think they have a compute module version too. But of course I went for the Pi 4, and my Pi 4 I think is the 4 gigabyte RAM version. Do this real quick. Probably like some special tool I'm supposed to use to do this part, but can't see it very well. Oh, I can do that after. Screw. Light. Thank you for the lurk, Average Deku. I've never done a stream like this before, so I got the 2 cameras set up going on. I'll just cool guy it real quick. A little bit this one, okay. Yeah, I got the screen that way, so there we go. Okay. It's got this piece here. It got the pins there that you gotta pull it out of, and power also. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but I don't want to spend the whole stream on it because I want to get back to some games. There's that, and then the ribbons. I didn't remember to get this silly ribbon out without breaking it. I think you pull it out, and then a little bit up, slip it out. Yep. And other side. I don't have to do the other side. Okay. This here is an add-on as well. This we'll see if I can still use this because we have this add-on heatsink that I put on here. That allows me to make my... And it allows me to overclock my Pi 4 from the 1.5... It's a 1.5 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz. I've noticed that mostly helping in the... Actually, what I think I noticed that more is when I try to do anything with Steam Link. Alright, what is holding this down now? Okay. I think this... I haven't actually had to pull the Pi out of here before. Oh, I'm not sure yet what holds it down. I know that the HDMI port is holding it down. Oh, you know what? It wants me to pull more out. I see. 1, 2. Again, I got this case fully assembled, so the only thing I've ever had to do is add this and switch out those buttons. I would have liked to have gotten another Pi and then just kept this one running, but that is not an option for me because supply chain and stuff. All right, this is not wanting to come out. Okay. And here. Any more? Any more? No, doesn't feel like it. Oh, one more, two more. Two more. This one and this one. I don't even know if I have assembly instructions for this. Here. And that one here. Am I out now? Oh, there's one more. What's holding it in? What is holding it in? It's like just there it is. All right. How do you actually there we go. How do you actually get the I see. Oh, I see what they did here. Okay. Yeah. That's how they redirected the SD port. This is just yeah, it just slips off. Cool. We got the Pi out. Yay. Hopefully, when the time comes and I want to reassemble this, if that ever comes, I will be able to. You know what? Let's do this. All right. I don't know if the new one comes with a battery or not, so we'll see. All right. So that here. New box. Okay. Is that it? Open box. Oh, bad. There we go. You open on both sides. There we go. I don't know. Box. It's a very strange box. What did that do for me? And everything in this box. Okay. We have bubble wrap. We'll be saving that for the missus. He loves bubble wrap. Let's see what else we got. We have the receipt, which conveniently has my address on it. So Maybe we'll catch that in editing later. We have a fancy sticker and a even more fancy sticker. Woo, we like stickers. Yeah, it's a box. We like boxes. Raspberry Pi powered, but not included because they couldn't get any. Is that it? Yeah. Mostly listening, so I saw nothing. Yeah, I don't think it came through anyway. So yeah, there's a box. Isn't that fancy? Nice purple. Almost the Twitch purple. Compare that there. No, not quite the Twitch purple. All right, what's this? Battery ships disconnected. I assume that means I actually got a battery. They gave us a... Ooh, USB-C. So we won't be using the micro USB anymore. They say that micro USB is more sturdy than the USB. I mean, they say the USB-C is more sturdy than the micro USB. That hasn't been my experience personally. Anytime I have any kind of electronic device, you know, I'm the guy that like never drops his phone and always has protection on it. For me, the thing that always breaks first is the charge data port. Always, every single time. Let's open up this thing. Carefully open this nice little bag. See what it looks like. So, well, I can't really compare it to the other one because it's in pieces, but we have a normal connection. Showing is excellent on my end. I'm not dropping any frames. Yeah. So we have a more normal button layout here. We have two analog sticks. We have a start and select button, and also a new menu button. Yeah. Quality goes refreshing every once in a while. I haven't made any changes over here on my streaming. I don't know. Go to... does say I had an unstable event a little while ago, but I don't know why that would be. That was actually a long time ago. That was while I was still in my intro. I haven't had any issues since then, so I don't know. Maybe it's something on Twitch's end. So yeah. New analog stick, new button. We have shoulder buttons and trigger buttons. They don't really have much trigger to them, so maybe they're more of extra shoulder buttons. Nothing on the sides. On the bottom, we have the charge port and a headphone jack. I'm not seeing where you adjust the volume or the brightness like before. They may have moved that to the software. How's my sanity look? I'm a little out of my comfort zone right now. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but okay. Looks like they want me to take it apart to put it together, so we'll do that, I guess. Not with that screwdriver, though. And I don't have anywhere to put the screws. I'm gonna guess that it wants me to... Ooh, that's tight. That's what she said. Did it come off now? No. This is important. One, two. I like how they give it everything to you assembled except for actually the assembled part, so that I have to redo everything that's been done already. Over there. Yep. And it's already dark outside. That was unintended. All right. Okay, so all the shoulder buttons just fell off. Lots of things just fell off. So that's unfortunate. Okay. Hopefully I can figure out how to put that back together. Okay, we got some posts here to hold those shoulder buttons in place. Does it have 2 batteries? What the dump? It has 2 batteries? Did it come with 2, or does it wants me to use 2 batteries? The old battery was 3.7 volt, 4,500 milliamp hour. And these are 28 milliamp hour. Does it really have 2 batteries? Holy cow. Maybe, I guess if one runs out, it's gonna switch to the other. So yeah, the battery life is gonna be pretty phenomenal, because I never ran out of battery before. Okay, we have the top portion again. My shoulder buttons have fallen out. Mine as well. This was something on the bottom, I don't know what. And ooh. The Pi Boy requires heat sink gap filler to be applied before installing the Raspberry Pi. Use only supplied heatsink gap filter material. Do not use paste or liquid metal types. Remove the clear protective layer from both sides of the supplied heatsink gap filter applied. Blah 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 blah. So there's no assembly instructions. But who needs assembly instructions? We don't need no stinking assembly instructions. Although they would have been nice. Assembly instructions definitely would have been nice. Because they don't really have much. Last I saw, they didn't have much on the website about this model. Okay, this is a heatsink. This is a heatsink. So this is no longer a thing. Alright, I didn't realize that this was going to have a built-in heatsink already. I wonder if I can leave those. This is, what the dump is this thing? This is plastic. Gosh. Where's that sheet of paper thing? It didn't really have any instructions on it anyway. This is a filler. Is it supposed to go here? Alright, let's see if they have any instructions. We have our keyboard, which is not in its normal place. Let's see if they have any assembly instructions on their website. Products. Details. Do you have assembly instructions? Tutorials. So I don't see any assembly instructions on their website. That's nice. All right, we're gonna go and just do what we think is best, because that's always a great plan. You know what? This is probably... No. I don't know what this is for. Why would they not provide assembly instructions? So this is the gap filler, right? And it expects me to put this there, but I don't know. I mean, order matters, right? Doesn't really totally fit. It's like a little bit off. All right, but it wants to go down like this, right? What I'm not sure about is... Ooh, 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 ooh. Why is it sticking? Oh, because I have those there. Okay. What I don't know is... Well, there's a few things I don't know. Normally... Like on the other one, there was somewhere to attach the SD card. It looks like with this mod, oh, I see. With this model, the SD card points down, so it doesn't need a SD card redirector. And this model also doesn't seem to have an HDMI port, so I won't be able to. What is this? What's this down here? I don't know what that is. That, I don't know what it is, but it looks like this goes here. All right, that's where that goes. This goes here. This is likely for an expansion for SD card that they didn't add. They didn't add it. This is upside down. So that's where, I'm sorry, not SD card. This is where an HDMI port I think would go. But it didn't include it. So, but that's fine. I've never actually used this before, so I guess that's gotta be fine. And you know what? I'm just gonna use what I already had on here to do this. I don't think this is better than that anyway. So it's kind of cool that they, yeah. So this I purchased from a third party to go in the other case. It didn't include a heatsink at all. It had a fan. It looks like this one doesn't have a fan, and instead it has the heatsink. So I'm not sure that that's actually the better approach. Heatsink versus fan. I mean, it would be better to have both of them, but get the pins there. Go in. Is that it? You go all the way in? Doesn't feel all the way in. No, definitely is not. There we go. And then this would go. Yeah, I needed to do that first. But then I don't have any assembly instructions. I'm just kind of doing the best I can. It's like putting together Legos or something. All right, it goes like that. Cool. Is that right? Right. Okay. So let's just say we're gonna give them we're gonna take a star off their rating for not including assembly instructions and not having assembly instructions on their website either. That's kind of a no-brainer. You kind of want your end users to know what they're doing, so that you know they don't break the case and then complain to you that they broke the case because they didn't know what they were doing. All right, that's cool. There's these 4 screws. Hey, Echo. Hey, I needed to ask you, Echo, you filled out the Play Multi form. Were you wanting to do a November multi-world with us if I do one? I wasn't sure. Not going in. I wasn't sure if you filled that out for wanting to do one in November or if you filled just for general purpose. That one is going in. This one is not threading. You would be interested. You put down Super Mario 64 and you also put down Minecraft. We've never done a Minecraft before. I think it would be cool. Was there one in particular that you were thinking between those 2 options? Why is this one not threading? This one might thread, but the other one wasn't threading. This screw is smaller than the others. I don't know why this screw is smaller than the others. It doesn't match the other. They gave me 2 bigger screws and 2 smaller screws. Yeah, that doesn't thread. It's not thick enough. Also, this is why did they not give me instructions? It's like so dumb. You want your users to know what they're doing. They must not have sent this to like a test group or something of regular people without massive tech skills to make sure that they would actually know how to assemble it. Yeah, these screws don't match the others. I don't know why. That might be a quality control issue, that these screws are not the same screws. See, it's thicker. So what I'll do instead is I'll put this one here and this one here. Instead of doing all 3. It's so weird that those screws don't match. Okay. I need to fix my buttons. So, seriously, they gave me 2 batteries. Is that not wild to anyone else? That's wild that they included 2 batteries. And that's 2. Hold on. What does this go to? What does this go to? I didn't make a note of that. Let me take this off. I know that's probably frustrating. Hi, Quack. You can see my hands. Aren't they lovely? I try to take good care of my hands. My hands are very important to me, you know. All I do all day is type on a keyboard, play percussion. My hands are very important. All right, so there is a fan. There is a fan right there. A very small fan. It's a fan and a heatsink. Spectacular. All right. Seriously, why do these screws not match? See that? That doesn't match. These are not the right size screws. I'm gonna, until I see somewhere where those screws go, I'm gonna say that's a quality control issue that happened. It should have been 4 screws all the same size. Go on, go on. I have really big hands, and that's one of the things that is a little bit frustrating when I do anything with, you know, internals. My hands are so big. It's really hard for me to handle the tiny small parts. That's what he said. All right, so we're doing caddy corner here. Top, left, and the bottom right, because they didn't send me 4 screws. They sent me 2. Don't know what those are for. All right, and it doesn't look like anything blocks me. I don't know. I didn't see any software update. I didn't see a software update, so I'm going to assume that it takes the same software as the previous case. So maybe we can just start right up playing games on this thing. Who knows? Came with 2 batteries. Let's go ahead and connect those, I guess. Usually gotta track these really tight in there. 2 batteries. That's just, it's crazy to me. I don't know what the battery life. What is the battery life going to be on this thing? I mean, they're bigger batteries than they're individually. These are bigger batteries than the previous version, and there's 2 of them. Let's slip under there, I guess. Maybe. All right, and we have these shoulder buttons we have to deal with because they fell off once I popped the case off. Where was that post? Where did I set that post now? Oh, it's in the case. Slip that right there. Slip that right there. That. And like that. We have this, where I assume the HDMI port would go if we had an HDMI port. We're going to slip that right there. The back of the case. Oh, come on now. Maybe I need to pull this out. Yep. Well, it's not syncing up. Here. Go. Something is snagging. Might be those little cables. It's not syncing up right. Yeah, see little cables. How can I manage these cables a little better? I don't want to. Like that. What is it clicking on? Something is blocking me. Good up here. Down here. Okay, yeah, it's just well, no. I think maybe something is a little too tall. It's flush here. Let's try again. I don't want to manhandle anything and break it. This is okay. These were the smaller screws. My hand keeps sticking to the duct tape. Smaller screws. Come on. Come on. Thread. Thread. All right, what are you blocked on? Something's in the way. Oh. Oh. These screws are extras. Quack. It's USB-C. 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 Yeah. All right. So these screws are just extras. So take back everything I said bad about the QC issue. These are supposed to, it's supposed to go all the way through. That's where my height issue is coming from. Yeah. Stop it. All right. These smaller screws are for the outside, I think. They gave me extra screws. They gave me extra. See, I had them all wrong. They were 2 steps ahead of me. feels a little messed up there. Big screws. Big screws. Are you doing it? Are you doing the thing? You don't feel like it. Yeah, you're not threading. Why are you not threading? See, it's not clipping together here. I don't know why. Something's up. Why is it turning on? Why are you turning on? I do not want you to turn on yet. Where's the power button even on this thing? Where's the power button? I don't see a power button. How do I turn it off? Heck. How did I turn it on? I don't see a power button. Yeah, instructions really would have been nice, huh? Apparently I turned it on, and I'm not sure how I turned it on. We don't have an SD card inside, so it's not like we can damage anything memory-wise. Alright, come off. Why are you not? Why is something not right? Might be... Let's flip this around. No, it doesn't really flip around. Why did it turn on? I didn't see a power button. See, it's on, and I'm not sure why it's on. At least we know it can turn on, right? Alright, this is not quite in all the way, maybe. I mean, it's pushing down as far as I can push it. Let's do that, maybe. Maybe that'll help. Just trying to get everything lined up. Okay, that seems to be better. Let's do the outside screws first. How about that? Well, no, that's not a good idea. We'll do the inside. That's a small one. Use these. Yep. In and this is taking slightly longer than I would have expected, but actually this setup seems to be a lot easier than the previous setup, so that's nice. Small screws. Small screw. Small screw. I will say though, these screws sticking out like this, it's not cute. That looks a little amateurish to have the screws sticking out like that. See, on the old case, the screws were always deep set, so you couldn't really see them, but them sticking out like this, it looks a little bit... I mean, that's kind of a small complaint, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like them sticking out. If they were going to do that, they needed to use a more pleasant color than silver. Yeah, it might be. It might be Quack. But okay, things are snapping together a little bit, so let me I had this issue a little bit when I disassembled the other one. It always wants it a little tighter than what I expect. Wow. Don't what she said me there. I feel that fan blowing there. I feel that fan right there. also kind of weird that they chose to use the thicker screws here instead of there. Yeah, clipping it still. Huh. Interesting. Interesting feel to it. See, there's where the HDMI port would go if I had one. How do I turn it off? How do I turn this thing off? So it definitely needs a different image if all this stuff is now powered through the UI instead of through physical buttons. So I don't think that this image will work. How do I turn this thing off? Maybe hold down the menu? I don't know. The red button is flashing. I don't know how to turn it off. Don't actually know how it turned on to begin with. But there's no power button on it, and there's no instruction manual, so... So, yeah, that's kind of a really, really dumb thing, not including instructions and not having instructions on their website. I don't even know how to turn this thing off. I don't know how it turned on to begin with. But, and I also haven't seen anything about a OS image that I'm supposed to use on my SD card. And I have extra SD cards around here somewhere. But, yeah, oh, it's off now. It turned off. I'm not sure exactly what I did to turn it off. If I held down the menu to turn it off or what. We'll see what happens with this image, but this image probably will not work because the volume control is supposed to, I think, be onboard now in the screen brightness. But we'll boot it up and see what happens. Red button. Screen's coming on. Also, this is here. I'm going to leave this on for now in case I have to take it apart for any reason. Firmware 0.0. That's not the firmware I have on here. Yeah, not having a volume control, that's going to get annoying. And it shut down. So it definitely needs an image, and I don't have one for it. We hold down the... Maybe this is how you turn it off. I'm not sure yet. No, maybe not. Just take it out. What else am I going to do with it? How do I turn you off? Other than by eating garlic. So, moral of the story, I can't recommend this as a product to a friend if they don't include documentation. I mean, that's a pretty basic thing. You gotta, if you're gonna have something like this where you have to assemble things and things are fragile, it shut off on its own. If things are fragile and you're actually dealing with internals like this, you gotta include instructions. And also, I get that they don't provide an SD card on the get-go, which is totally fine. You can include an SD card as long as it doesn't include ROMs on it. By not including an SD card, you're expecting me to put an operating system on it, but you haven't provided me any instructions on where to get the operating system. That's kind of a problem. So I'll have to reflash this. I know they have a Facebook page, but I'm not on Facebook anymore, so maybe I'll have to temporarily get on Facebook again so I can ask them what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, I'm going to be switching to my multi-world, single-player multi-world here in a few minutes. I'm going to go to the wait screen and get set up and use the boys room. I will be right back. Yeah, so the downloads, have they updated the download? I looked at this page. Okay. Yeah, I was looking in tutorials. Trying to find... That's funny. So they put this on the download page, right? But if you go to the tutorials tab, it doesn't include anything about this. They're putting it on the tutorials page on the downloads page, so they should probably have a conversation with their web developer. All right. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes.